any helpful information. Alright, so let's call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Steve Heron,
Here?
Carol Huncott. Here. Jay Jones.
Here.
Lexi Murphy. Here. Jean Unruh.
Here.
Everybody's here in common for.
We would have quorum. That's right. Thanks for making it out this morning, everybody. And like last time, we have a consent agenda, which we are still in delay on item F, the treasurer's report, so I would like to have that removed from our consent agenda today. For right now, if it happens to while we're still meeting, we will bring it back up. At this point, we will hang on with that. And the claims you should have, the minutes you should all have in your packet, the treasurer's report for May, and then the annual salary report that is in there as well. That was just to state, that's a requirement that we already published those.
Okay.
It's not that big, but anyway, so that is to publish that. Are there any questions on that before we entertain a motion to approve or anything you want pulled for further consideration?
Well, I see there's a resolution, I, that one have to be
If you're on an old one.
separate.
No,
they have the bottom.
No, it's on the bottom.
Oh, yeah, we gotta get you the new one. We have the new one. Sorry.
Okay, just take that off?
Yes, I is not there. It only goes through H. You
Okay.
want to run them out of copies. Yours not written on.
Okay.
We got rid of it. We'll get you that.
Alright.
The one we posted, I guess, is after your, I did take that one off.
Well, I didn't
It's
see.
moved out further down into its own piece. So concerning minutes, so June 6, June 10, June 22, and then the May treasurer's report and claims, which just are hot off the press here for you as well, you should have. Any questions on those?
Who did we pay for the cot?
Now we're not.
Yeah, the power cot.
Arden, wasn't it? Or Striker?
Striker.
Striker.
Arden's the light.
Arden was lady, sorry.
Striker sales.
Okay. Power cot.
And then was there something else that had to be done with it? Do you remember, Whitney?
Striker sales was
They have to
power cot.
put it in the ambulance.
Actually put it
Yeah.
in, so
Yeah,
that's.
that's still pending.
And Granville is supposed to be doing that for us? Or is she coming back?
Well, Lori should be coming.
I can't remember.
on us for that.
And what's that for, Carol?
They were gonna, they actually put it in the ambulance.
Oh, okay.
I think that was another 600, but I won't swear on that.
Yeah.
Close enough. 650, something like that.
Okay.
And then the Granville ambulance just got paid, so.
It did?
Your
And
Granville
then
ambulance.
6:30.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's right there, like 85,000, so they are giving a down payment.
So there
Did you
was
say
for
they-
85.
85 was what they settled with.
Oh, that's good, that was a lot less than what they were asking. Isn't it?
I think because
Well,
they were supposed to be the power cut with it and they took the power cut
Yeah, it was
out.
gonna be 120 something
Yeah.
like that, but, yeah.
Have we put our ambulance up for, I guess that's a
That's
question
coming.
for later.
That is coming up in your report.
All right.
We will let you know that.
What's the 30-hour thing, Kelly? This water distribution thing?
That's
Is that
the
that class?
Yep, that's what Josh and Richard taking for water.
Okay.
Where's that at, Carol?
It says Kelly
Kelly's-
Cop.
He put it through
Ah,
on his card
okay.
evidently.
There was,
Okay.
we were having problems getting it through on the same
Oh, I
card.
remember
So I
that.
got,
Okay.
did one on the city card, did one on my card.
Okay. Sounds good. What's Resco?
Resco is a electric supplier.
Okay.
That's wire. That would be secondary wire.
Who had that? Oh, never mind.
With the rest of it.
That's stuff I ordered a long time ago.
Finally
because
got
of the, you know,
finally just got it now.
What else on there? About 6:30.
General.
Yeah, the fire, Alex Air, what was the other one that happened on that? There were a couple that they were able to, oh yeah, Clean Hardware, there were a couple bills that Ryan was able to order something, he still had budget left, so he put those in, and we got those taken out of fiscal year 21's budget.
Okay.
So that's what some of that last minute stuff was there, those two, I think it was 2 invoices is all
And
that.
yeah, fire.
Janice Thompson Mutual Aid mileage is out.
I think it's about East.
Okay, Denise, okay. Sorry, I pronounced her name wrong.
I have Jan's too, but I don't remember which Jan. What's the the EMC insurance company that said added to the ball field? We added that to the ball field
Well, that's our insurance.
through,
Through
Kent,
Yeah,
okay.
South Bryan Insurance.
I just thought it
It's
was,
like
Well-
the property, we probably upped it for the,
Oh,
to get the ball
Yeah,
lights.
oh. Okay,
okay,
yeah.
the lights and covered lights, actually, that's not Kent's, that's, what's the same, Autos, isn't it? It's AMC,
who? Auto?
I think so. It might be original on that. Any questions about what you have for?
Who got a new computer?
No, those are computers that we got in November, I just finally
Oh.
finished them.
Got it, okay.
Where was that? Who was that?
It says the
Gordon-
Golden
Gordon
Flesh
Flesh.
Company.
Okay, I see.
So that employee wage report on purple is the one we are referencing for consent agenda H. That is what was paid to these people throughout fiscal year.
Fiscal year.
21.
22.
So because, not fiscal year, sorry, but well, yeah, fiscal year, not calendar year. Any other questions or comments about those items? Otherwise, I can entertain a motion to approve items on the consent agenda or to remove one or more other than the F, which we've already removed.
F and I for some of us.
Right, just so you didn't have one. You should have the new one now, right?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the 3 different meetings, the treasurer's report for May, and the claims that we just received, and publish the annual salary.
I was second.
And did you say the agenda for tonight as well?
No, but I'll add that.
You can
Not the
say
important stuff.
the consent agenda minus item F. All right.
Okay.
Okay, is there any further discussion about that? Is everybody on the same page? She did give you the updated version with Bob and I on it. The reference, any other questions? Otherwise, call for a second.
I will second.
It's been moved by Carol, seconded by Lexi to approve the consent agenda. If there's no further discussion, I would call for a vote, voice vote, voice call. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, following said agenda then, our reports, We'll keep this brief before the next storm rolls in, I guess. For those of you who attended Jamboree, it was a great time. We had great weather, unlike some of what we have right now, but it was wonderful and great crowds. Parade was awesome as always. We had a few hiccups we overcame without anyone hardly noticing. With our new adjustments to what was going on at the park with lighting, we got to use that on Friday night, and then we had to use the power sources were a little different for our uses on Saturday, but we got it all figured out, and we know what to do even easier next time, so it was great. The theater showed a record number on those 3 nights that weekend, by the way, of for
I was gonna
top
say, that's
of
probably
Manhattan.
like the fullest I've seen it in a long
That's
time.
great.
In the afternoon too on Sunday?
Yeah, we threw in the afternoon
Wow.
too. It was epic. It was a great show. If you haven't seen it,
It is a great show.
I don't even think I've seen the first one.
You don't even have to, but you should.
No, you don't have to.
But it was wonderful and great crowd, so that was nice. That was a good send-off, and now they're closed for the summer and will not open until after Labor Day.
Don't they usually do at least once? Oh.
We have to do some renovations with the
Oh,
brand
Oh,
new
yeah,
got
that's
for
right,
the
the new seats.
countertop and the sink, so
Okay.
that's part of the
And
process.
are they getting new seats too?
That's a later process we're working on.
Okay.
That got a little delayed thanks to COVID, supply chain, and Orange City,
Sure.
and a holding pattern. So
Sure.
So anyway, there's that, and then July 23rd, you're probably seeing some things up. The circus will be back out east of town just like it has been.
Agrivision, basically.
Agrivision, basically, yeah, that area. And then we're looking at maybe adjusting the hours slightly in July for in here because we're down staff yet, and we're trying to fill that and get things handled, and the interruptions sometimes are just what throws you off your game for trying to get back to something kind of serious and working on things. And then, so anyway, we were looking at ways to do that until we can get a full-time person back in here. So I proposed some ideas, which I don't think I gave to everyone, but we were just trying to get her back to closer to her 30 hours, which it doesn't quite do. I don't have that in front of me either. Carol, did you bring that one along? Did you get that one? Anyway, I was just looking at saying Monday and Friday would be still full days, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, closing at 1:30. So we're open through lunch hour all those days.
Same again.
So Monday and Friday are regular 7:30 to 4:30.
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday would be 7:30 to 1:30. And no closures for lunch, open all the time, all 5 days. So it
Would
really only
it
shaves off.
help, like, if on Thursdays Whitney doesn't come till noon and I can just be in here so it is open and then have it?
Well, it's still open 7:30 to 1:30. Can you work after 1:30? No.
I gotta be at work at noon.
Oh.
I was just trying to help,
Oh,
like,
to
if
give
she
her
wanted her,
time, I see what
her to
But
come
then
in
there's gonna be
late.
too many things if they call and ask you, you're not gonna be able to help.
I just think it's might be a problem if we're closed at 1:30.
You do?
I think so.
Well, that's
there's
fine.
drop boxes for payments and permits. There's still phone for anything else. If their phone answers for actual emergency type things or power stuff. We could sure try it and see if it would work. I don't know. It's some days you don't have anyone in here, and some days you have people in here every 3 minutes, it seems like. And sometimes they're here for 1 minute, sometimes they're here for
Well,
20.
and I was gonna say maybe you can tell them
I think
to
we
do
do
it, but I don't know,
Right.
they answer a lot of the questions any better either than any of us. Maybe
Some-
better, but,
Yeah,
so, you wanna try it for a week and see how many
could.
complaints, if
See
it
if
works.
people freak out.
And then, well, maybe we should
More
do it for
hours.
2 until the
Yeah.
next meeting.
Okay.
It's more than the post office, yeah, okay. It is still, it's only like, yeah, it's not very many off of the total, but
Let's give it a
it's,
shot.
Well, you wanna start like this coming Monday, and then do it for, or no, maybe, well, I was gonna say, do it for 2 weeks till our next meeting, and then we can
Yeah.
that would work.
revisit it.
Revisit.
Can we try that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I don't know that we really need a motion, just more of an agreement, so we
I
can
can,
put
I
that in
can
the
make one. I'll make a motion to have office hours from 7:30 to 4:30 on Monday and Friday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 7:30 to 1:30, for the first 2 weeks as a trial period.
I'll second.
Steve and Jean. Any other further discussion or questions about how that might work? Like I said, we'll just give it a try that way.
And you'll post them on the outside of the door.
We'll post it there, to post Facebook, we'll
I think
Post office.
If we do it for 2 weeks, then we can look at it again on
Right,
our next
revisit
council
it.
meeting
That's a good idea.
Revisit it.
and see how it's working, and if we have to change something at that point, we can.
All right, see if it helped or not, okay, on the 18th would be an adjustment. Revision, okay. All in favor of said motion from Steve to adjust the hours accordingly until the 18th where we will revisit it? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed?
I,
That was you, Lexi?
yes.
Okay. Motion passed. All right, next, by the way, I did include the July 1 IRS rate has changed already, it's after July 1, to 62.5 cents, so we will adjust that accordingly when they need reimbursement or whatever. That has been adjusted, so just take note of that, that was on that. So that I wanted you guys to be aware of. And that's all for me. On there, but you want Dave to go first, or you? How much is your report, June?
July 1st, several new laws got passed by the State House, went into effect. The one that would be of some interest here is regarding ATVs. You'll probably get, I think it's even on tonight, so we need to be thinking about what you're gonna do there.
The only thing that I think I read in that, the city still can regulate the ATVs, but we don't get the money anymore.
We don't charge.
As I read it, you can decide whether they are or not allowed on your streets. And
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
city-
think which streets, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Waiting to figure that out, but she's
Well,
gonna discuss
like the
that
other
today.
day, I followed one
Me?
coming back to town from the lake, he was on that 59, and I figured, well, is that July 1st, he can legally be on there then, because they could be on that highway. But he was doing 45 miles per hour, and so he ran in the lane
That'd be
35.
sizable.
Yeah. But the only thing I saw different pretty much was, but we can't charge now for,
Right.
yeah.
You will be discussing that in your committee report, I
Yeah.
believe. So I won't let you get all into it, but yes,
No.
he and I had that discussion today, and he has to wait for the final state wording.
Yeah,
till
I did
we-
a quick search, I didn't look too hard, but so far I couldn't find an updated version of code.
Yeah, what I read, and I kind of went into it, it was the DNR and the county. You have to have a DNR sticker on it too.
Right. Well, I mean, that, originally that was
Yeah.
used on public, non-road lands, and that's part of why I want to find the actual code is exactly, it's a little up in the air, exactly how they're going to implement this as far as where, register where, and with who, and whether a DNR sticker is going to cover this, or whether they're going to do it through DOT like a motorcycle, or how they're going to do it.
There's a lot of them on our streets.
It's true. Anything about fireworks you'd like to suggest, Dave?
Just not, I don't think there's a whole lot of incidents. Did have one last night that was somewhat on the egregious side, but they were issued a citation. But yeah, I think it was all pretty minor. A lot less trouble this year than we had in years past, I think, because of the no seller in town.
Like as soon as I had to talk to a few people, just to, let them know that they're not. And basically I got ahead of everybody before they would have been in violation anyways, but some people were like, well, maybe the weekend before, because that's, like, well, on July 1st, like, well, we all gotta work Tuesday. I was like, well, it's not gonna work out that way every year, but I don't know. So it was changed because of problems from before. Everyone basically agreed and complied, but I don't.
And no one needed your services, Lori, or ambulance services?
My
Fireworks
phone didn't
injury?
drop, so-
Good.
Those 3 finger people.
Good deal.
So everybody in town still has all their fingers.
All right.
Yep.
Well, that was a success. All right, anything else you guys need to add right now? Good. Let's go to Mr. Superintendent of Utilities, Kelly.
We've been trimming trees. We installed temp service at the park for the jamboree, picked up branches, had one grave to dig and fill, and doing locates. We had hydraulic leaks on the backhoe we fixed, We fixed, I believe, 4 streetlights in town. Rick has been out street sweeping. We have clean storm intakes, temp service for street vans was installed. We got old camp lot sprayed and cleaned up a couple times. You know, we just need to seed it and keep it watered here. There are 2 posts missing in the park. We put those back in. We installed underground service behind Roush's house on Loaded Street. We placed a transformer behind Marcus Faust. There was a transcloser, which is an overhead transformer in a box, which is a steel cage, which is usually not the best scenario. They're not very safe, so we got rid of one of those. Prairie Market did some rewiring. We were involved in that. We had to bring the 70 to Primgar there and back. We used that to put in some underground electric.
What's the second?
It's a trencher slash, it's got a little backhoe on it. It's got a plow.
A little bit of everything?
Yep.
Okay.
We spent some time in Primgar trimming trees, helping them. And we also put in, on the back, installed 2 poles for them in Primgar too. Meter readings, lab water tests. Took down the senior banners, stripped glue off the Crown Vic, got that all cleaned up. So it's just a plain white car now.
And that's what you're selling?
No.
I don't know what we're doing with
Oh.
it. We just got all the police stuff taken off it, so it's.
No more sirens.
That was out, I did basically have the graphics, right?
Yep.
Oh.
And Trent did some of that.
I
He
got
did
the
most of
graphics
it.
off,
Yeah.
Lou was still there, I was working on that.
Got post painted at the park, read in, read outs, branch pickup, cleaned the ball diamond, sprayed weeds at the ball diamond in the outfield and by the fence. Cut and sprayed trees around the lagoon, pushed up tree pile. Josh and Rich are currently in the middle of taking water classes, 30-hour water class to help them get their water license.
How's that going? Have you heard or?
It's going all right.
They have to go to Crusade for that?
Yep. We got one more class tomorrow.
Okay.
Do they take the test there then? They take
Yeah.
it
We gotta
online?
take the test through the DNR.
Do they have some
Oh, they go
months
once.
after class? No.
Spencer or someplace like that?
Okay.
We got some of the trim at the digger shed painted and lights fixed at the digger shed. Cleaned up the rocks and branches at Olden camps. Put out all the barricades and cleaned up all the barricades for gem days. We had some electrical problems with the bucket truck, which we got fixed. The underground work between Maple and Clark Street. We got samples taken and whatnot so we can discharge the lagoons. We'll probably do that this week or next week. And installed the basement transformer at Magnuson's building on the west lot. We still gotta trench the wire in. We do have all our stuff at the reservoir getting old and wore down. That's where the chemicals get injected into the water. I'd like to get an engineer involved and just see what it'd take to get us a little more 2022.
That's those big round things out there, right?
Well, that's, the building by those 2 big round things is where everything
Okay.
gets injected in. But yeah. At some point, we're gonna have to do something.
I don't know how.
Yep, right by the golf course there.
Yeah, probably need to get
So
a
I'd
second
like-
quote.
I'd like to get permission to
Yeah.
get an engineer involved and see what it would cost to get it done,
Yes.
so we know where we're at, I guess.
I will make that a motion for Kelly to get a quote for that water stuff.
Yeah, we just get an engineer.
Just an engineer and see how much it was gonna cost and everything, yeah,
Come and
just a
look at it,
quote.
so.
Yeah.
I'd like to do the same thing with the light plant. That's all.
Same guy do it, or will you have back do the water?
I'll
and the-
probably have Beck do the water and probably have DGR do the electric.
Yeah, I think you should do both then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a second on that motion?
Like,
Is there another,
I was gonna say, you wanna restate that?
Yeah.
are you gonna add any more?
Well, I just,
Well, the third one is the lagoons, which we already have a quote on that
All
done.
done.
Okay,
So,
I will make the,
There-
go ahead.
so I was just gonna say, there's gonna be expense, some engineering expense.
right,
Well, we're just doing a check first, right?
well, there's gonna
Making a
be,
motion.
Engineers are gonna have to get paid though, they're not gonna come
Yeah,
out and do it.
there's gonna be some expense at that, so do you wanna do it all? I mean, that,
Those both things.
both things, or, what's your thoughts? I'm just
The
saying.
worst thing is the,
The worst
Water
water thing is the water.
at this point,
I thought we just did a whole bunch of work to the electric plant down
we
there.
haven't done any of it yet.
Oh, I thought we spent money on it.
We were,
Approved.
they're coming the 16th to do a little bit of just testing, but we have not done any of the updates and
Oh,
so I
yeah,
guess,
I
so I
remember,
guess
yeah.
if we're gonna check all this out, I'm probably gonna put a halt on them coming and replacing the relays and whatnot.
oh, okay.
You're talking about putting a whole new system in.
Kinda like, it'd probably be like, what Primgar has, a separate building with all their stuff in there, and you can actually tie circuits together, and like right now, if they need to work on one circuit, like when they're gonna change relays out, it's gonna be, I mean, it's not an easy process to keep the whole town going when,
We'd
where,
have- How long does it take to set up a bond issue for something like that? Because that's gonna be in the millions.
Well, this
It's
is
got,
just
it's gotta
initial.
be.
We've gotta
Yeah, it's
plan
gotta,
your
yeah.
capital.
I think I just wanna find out where we're gonna be at to know where we're gonna have to, what we have to do after that.
Right, we do have, like I said, MRS showed us the budget and what was in that fund
Yeah.
saved for those capital projects, but now knowing that all the capital projects quoted previously have gone up.
Yes.
So so we just need to see what makes the most
We
sense
need to also
and get
find
some
out on
action.
that stuff if we can get grants for some of that stuff. So
I
it's-
did look at some of that today, there is some stuff I found for water and wastewater
Yeah.
that would maybe help us.
Those tanks out there, long time
Storage
ago,
tanks?
yeah, a long time ago, we had a bid to get them repaired, and nobody ever did anything.
Well, the one is still good, we were supposed to get that one taken out.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
There's that Mogganen or whatever, I can't remember pronounce her name, that place down Cherokee that does stuff, Monaghan or?
We have had that,
They came one time years ago and gave us a estimate on doing patching on that one.
I know that one that we still use has been,
Has it been patched?
it's been patched and we have had it cambered and whatnot.
Because they had came and I thought we had it, and it was gonna get repaired.
Which one would you, Kelly, prefer that we probably need to get done first? I mean, how much is an engineer to come and give us a quote?
I mean,
They're not even gonna they won't give us a quote. They'll come in and,
they'll tell you what the project's gonna cost and they'll tell you, they'll
So,
Yeah.
like, we won't have to put, like, my thing, because you said there's gonna be cost up front. So how much cost is it gonna be up front?
I don't know.
Like 1,000 or more, like, I don't.
Do we have a choice? We have to get it
We
figured
have
out.
to, I know, we have to get it, somewhat of a
Hell, they
quote.
charged us $3,500, didn't they, for the old camp property, just to survey that, didn't they? So yeah, it was up there a ways. See, the one with the electric, we had talked about that, and did we want to try to get everything underground before we did something like that, then, first,
I
or
mean, you don't have to.
you don't have to, okay?
No,
So, well, then we haven't spent any money on them switches or anything yet?
we have not yet.
Oh, I thought we're supposed to do that.
They're-
We're getting money for that.
Yeah, we talked
Approved it, but
They're-
it hasn't.
It hasn't been done yet.
No, July 16, they're coming to just test some of the stuff, and they haven't even set a date for when they're coming to switch those relays out, so if we plan on getting the engineer and see how much all that's gonna cost, we might just call them off and
Yeah. 'Cause if
And
it's-
then not
if
do it,
it's
'cause it won't be worth
redundant,
it.
Yeah, if it's redundant.
Do we still want them to come and test though, or no?
Yeah, they need to test those.
Yep.
Because they're supposed
And
to
who
be
was that
tested
again?
every so often, aren't they?
EMP or something, I think they're called.
For the relay switches.
That's in that city shed, right?
Yep.
So let's take care of the reservoir motion first.
All right, I will make a motion for the engineer to come out and give us an estimate on the light plant and that.
Just on the
On the
reservoir.
reservoir.
You made
But nobody seconded.
I'll second.
Oh, okay, I'm confused now, where
Yeah, I'm
are
confused.
He was just getting, you can, I guess you could stand together or you can separate them, but there's the
I just-
reservoir water and there's the light plant. And they're gonna be two different
There's two
engineering,
different ones.
back or DGR, but
Yep,
that's
I would
really
do
for
them
him to
separate.
decide. but-
Didn't Beck get electrical guy now, or is he still?
So you made a motion to.
I made the motion for
For
the
the reservoir.
reservoir, yes.
So but we are awaiting a second.
Yes.
Lexi's motion to approve. the-
I'll second.
Thank you. So Lexi and Jean who have made a motion to approve that Kelly seek the engineer estimate from Beck or whoever he chooses regarding the reservoir upgrade and that water system. Is there any other further discussion or questions at this time? Then we will call for a vote. Roll, or let's just do voice call. Sorry, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? That's all ayes, motion carried. Okay, now, if you
I
want
will
to.
make the motion for DGR, right? Or
Yeah, to do the electrical.
to do the, come and do
I'll second that.
All right, Lexi, then Steve, we have a motion by Lexi to approve Kelly to proceed in receiving or seeking engineering estimates on the light plant upgrades, DGR or related, at his choice of engineers. And Steve has seconded. Do we have any other further discussion on that? Then all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? That's all ayes. Carries. All right, we have work to do, young man. All right, is there anything else you need to share with us? Then I will, think I can jump over to, yep.
You have other committees or?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go through our departments here, because we got Lori now to do, she's kind of reporting for ambulance for us. If you would.
Well, we almost have the new rate. It's got its decals on, it's out in the parade. Granville is waiting, had a part that they had to switch out on their new one, which should have gotten here today. And they're coming Thursday to put our power load in the ambulance, so we're getting closer. Sold out of popcorn really fast apparently, sat at the Jamboree, the fireworks, about $600 donated. Apparently we were successful in not tipping in the canoe races as well. Wish I could have seen that. Well, maybe stick with where I was at by that time of the day. And we've had, I'm not sure if this is a quarter, but we get a compass report from the state. This may be for the first 6 months of the year since it came at the end of June, or the quarter, either end of June or the quarter. Whitney has the email, she can forward it to you if you want to take a look at it in detail. We had 108 calls on this compass report. And 15 were patients with injury, and 88 were transported from 911 request. And we had pretty good. Our EMS scene time is about 26 minutes on average. Our median time is 11 minutes, so we like that. And our response time is 4.7 minutes. So a little slower than the state, which is 2.82 minutes, but that includes a lot of services that have people staged at quarters, so they don't have to go to the ambulance and go. And we did get $20,000 from the county to cover on-call pay and such for weekends and holidays, and some of the other tasks that we have to use our time to do. We have figured $2 an hour per person for that. We just haven't figured out if that's gonna have to go through the city and then to us at the end of the year, or if it'll go just through our account. So that's still a work in progress. So, and that's everything I know.
Yeah, any questions for Lori?
And I think then we gotta come back and, once we sell the ambulance, see where we're at with our dollars,
Yeah.
so that.
So, and Hartley has voiced interest in our old rig,
Oh, okay.
so I don't know if you guys wanna reach out to their council. Because they have enough volume and do enough transfers that they could use a second rig for 911 calls or whatever. So,
That's good news.
Do you have somebody that can tell us, that you know, what ours would be worth?
Kelly?
I can see what I can do and figure it out.
All right. I think we should have some kind of an idea.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys or somebody knows.
Yeah, it has a couple things that need to be fixed before we sell it.
Okay.
But we'll take that into Brent after we get
Sure.
the new rig.
Yep.
So, and that's what I know.
Sounds good.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Lori.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you. Helping us with billing as well. Okay, committees reporting. Boy, really has something, I don't think Public Safety, Finance, Economic Development, Airport has anything tonight, and the others are listed there that have some topics to bring up. So I'll let you discuss however you want to share. Get us.
Lexi and I met about animal control ordinance. We don't have a resolution. We have brainstormed about some different things. At this point, some things we possibly could change or add to be helpful to the ordinance. So we do have to meet again about that and kind of, for lack of a better way to put it, fine tune our
Right.
brainstorming.
Yep.
You want to say something?
Thor hasn't gotten back to me yet. He's over the weekend, so he was gonna look at some things for us, about our ordinance, and then once we get that, Steve and I will look at that and bring it to your council and see what you guys think of it.
Good.
Our current one.
Yep. I guess the only, and then nuisances, we thought about, either the nuisance committee or the administrator. We thought maybe they would go out like 2 times to look around town to look at things that need to be picked up or need to be fixing, so, we would bring that at the next council meeting too as a resolution probably, but we wanna fine tune it.
Okay, excellent. I know some of that was brought up recently, different issues, and people have varying opinions about it. They definitely have opinions, some of them, and so I know you guys have taken a lot of that into account, listening to people and
Yes.
getting what makes sense for our enforcement of it, which is this half of the room, which also has an important part of that. Otherwise, it's just words on a page, so. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, anything from employee or Parks Fitness, the Parks Fitness Trail Room, whatever, that is the bank rental follow-up, so there is still some items left. The keys were turned in, but there's still some items there, and I don't know if he left. who wants to take the lead in deciding how to figure that out?
I can.
Yeah, Lexi and I did
You guys
Do
got
that
that
since-
for part of that?
It's kind of a news.
kind of a nuisance.
Yes, sir.
What do you do with it? Just get a dumpster in there and throw it, or?
But we'll have to find out what we can do.
They
legally.
gotta, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
well,
the-
it's actually, since she's gone, it's actually ours now.
I don't know that for sure.
Right, we just need to
Well,
make sure.
yeah, well, the lease is done and she gave the keys, so anything that, and probably, don't you guys think that that's our property now, since it's,
I think you probably want to establish a paper trail. that
Sure.
You gave her notice to get it out.
get it out, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
so I wonder if we should do that, send her a notice, and say, hey, do you want this stuff, if not.
I think we
Well,
gave her that
gave her
plenty
the
of
whole month
time.
of June for
But,
that.
but for the rest of the stuff
Okay.
I
that's.
think we gave her plenty of time
Yep.
too, but I don't
We
think it
gave her-
hurts to send out a
I
thing that we are
noticed
gonna either dispose of it if she's not coming.
If you're not coming back to you, we're gonna dispose of it.
Well, we're gonna make sure that we can do that legally
Right.
first.
Right,
Yeah.
applying the-
Well, that's what I'm saying, send her a piece of paper that says that we, at a
Yeah,
certain
was
time.
there,
Yes, we
did she
sent,
basically just get out? Or
no,
did
we
you-
sent her a letter.
Okay,
Right, but she also agreed to
but
get out.
basically
Right.
just a notice, I mean, I.
Yeah.
Yep,
I- I
we gave her like,
definitely
we gave her a
cleared
30, like a
before I
30-day
disposed of it.
notice, and then she got the full month of June.
Yeah, she got a longer length of time, so.
Yep.
But I mean, there wasn't like an eviction or anything like that, was there?
No.
No,
And
she was willing to close, I mean.
Right.
But what was that letter that we sent her from? That was an eviction letter from,
It wasn't an eviction, it was just.
Was it?
Contract. and-
or contract or
Just-
something like that?
Yeah, it was
She
just
broke the
another-
lease.
Yep,
Yeah.
broke the lease, yeah.
Yeah.
And Steve, Randy did say if you need help cleaning that out, he would be willing to come down and help do
Yeah,
that.
we'll have to look into
Well,
that.
If you can.
Yeah, we
We'll
need
make
to
sure,
have someone
Let's
head that up.
let's do the paper thing so we don't get,
Yeah.
all of a
I've
sudden
talked to
come back and
Tish a
say,
minute,
well,
make sure
that's
we're
my
covered,
stuff in there.
that we're
But,
not
you know,
having
let's
that
be
problem.
legal and just say, send her a piece of paper that says,
Well, plus what do we do with all the back rent and stuff like that? Are we eating it, or what are we doing?
I guess that's something that Steve and I would
Do-
have to talk to Tish about.
can we
We would
put
talk
a,
to
can,
Tish. I
since
guess.
it was a business, can we put a lien on her property?
I think you just put that, she files it, and then when, if she ever gets money.
And that thing with the
Through
League of
state-
Cities?
Through
or
the state
whatever.
office.
Yeah,
through the-
or you, yeah, that's about, because I doubt you could put anything on her property since it
No.
was a separate business.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
things
let's
that
do
we
that,
can do.
let's
Yeah.
file that on the.
So we should find out what the total amount is left.
You wanna, yeah, you wanna let Steve
And I
and I
know-
know that, and then we
you
can
know
talk
that.
to
And then
Yeah.
also too is
Well,
we should actually put down the cost of
Cleanup.
cleanup too. You know, Randy's time's worth money, you know, it's
Well,
just
anybody's time
time.
is
And
worth
then we gotta get a dumpster in there, dumpsters aren't cheap. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to
Actually,
get
gotta
the
get
No,
carpets.
sometimes they don't pay me enough.
We're gonna have to
There
get
you go.
we're gonna have to get the carpets clean and everything.
Yeah, we gotta get clean
Well, we'll do that
carpets.
after.
Right.
Once
it
it
has
has
clean,
first.
yeah.
Somebody's gonna have to go in and do an inspection and see, you know, like you do with a rental property and say,
Yeah.
did she have any kind of deposit on that place?
I don't think so, but I can't say for sure.
but we do have the keys, so we
Yeah.
could, Lexi and I could go in and inspect it.
Oh, yeah.
well, we need to go after this, but maybe not.
And we'll get with Tish and make sure we,
So we just need to take the
Do that
steps to.
correctly.
Let's do it, let's do
Okay.
it, let's do it legally so then we don't have to,
Steve and I are on
somebody,
that.
Okay.
that's
Okay.
somebody.
Thank you. And then the mobile pillow cleaning, we have, they're gonna be behind the building.
Oh, they
Oh,
don't
they're
come
not
in.
in the lava room?
July 13th.
They're not gonna be in the lava room, no, they have
Oh.
the trailer truck, so
Oh,
they're gonna do.
Oh, so this is gonna be behind the
Yeah,
building.
they're just, they needed a location and
They're
the,
gonna put it out front if they got.
oh, they, okay.
If they do
sorry.
they do a peddler permit, they'll be out front like every other peddler. But if they didn't do a peddler permit, we were gonna put them in the back on our property.
That's July 23rd.
I thought it was July
Oh, July 13th.
16th,
yeah,
It's
this
right
one.
in the middle.
July which?
So does it
It's in the
say
middle of the month.
Okay.
where it's gonna be?
It just is, well, it's.
I thought it said
It's
lounge
all
room.
That's
It's
what I
like,
thought it
yeah,
said
they
too.
wrote lounge room,
Yeah,
But
but they'll know once you.
yeah, once they come.
Put a
they-
sign in
put
there.
a sign up and say to the back or
To
something,
the back,
yeah.
pill cleaning in the back.
Pillows.
I'll figure it out.
Otherwise, you're gonna have everybody bugging you.
Uh,
day? Because it's is it all day or just till 2 or something?
It's just a part day.
I think it's a few-
9 to 3 or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's just for a few hours.
It's on
And then,
the side.
so under, it's Jay's category here, which we already sort of talked about the ATV, UTV, and then we are also going to look at the golf cart part of that, because it also is
Yeah, I found
somewhat
that sheet.
different. We need to work with
Yeah.
Nick on
Yeah.
that and make sure
I
it's
talked to
correct.
the courthouse and they just said it's basically, they have to have a slow moving vehicle and everything's gotta run and.
Now, in that one, I was reading through the new one, and I think that there was a separate page that just, it was that, I got it somewhere here, I got sent something.
Well, we
And it
have-
said something
I
about it's
brought
gotta
one. I
have
don't know where it went.
headlights
Yeah.
Yep,
and a slow moving vehicle, and it doesn't have to have brake lights though, does it, Nate?
I believe it does.
Yeah, there was something, somebody sent us something.
Basically, looked like all the normal equipment you need to be road going.
Yeah.
it was on, I brought that sheet in, I laid it on your agenda stuff. No,
No, no.
I did a separate one just for golf.
Yeah, just for golf, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
I did a separate one that I got from
Did
the
I not put
county.
the golf one in here?
No, it's in here somewhere. 'cause
No,
I
I
read
didn't
through
see it
it.
in there.
It's on the second
Okay.
page
Yeah,
behind
you know.
UTV somewhere.
It's in blue.
It's in
Yeah,
blue.
I did golf, because it's basically,
Yeah.
it looks like it was much of the ATV one copied for golf, so I thought we should address it, because we are also charging for golf at this point, and there's some confusion on that, so we should,
Oh, just behind.
it's the ordinance.
Yeah, it's on the
ordinance.
next
Oh,
one.
okay.
Golf
It
carts.
should be 2 and 2, yeah.
I would think the golf carts have blinkers, like just like a treated
That's,
as an
this is
ATV.
one that we've had going, this same ordinance, right?
Yeah, this is our current ordinance, so
I
that's why
didn't say my
Oh,
golf.
this
we
is
did
our
update.
This
current
is our
ordinance.
current ordinance.
This is the current one, this
And
is
then,
what.
yeah, From
I
February
brought.
2018 is the golf cart.
There's a lot of stuff for a golf cart here.
Yes.
Jeez.
My
Yeah, it's a lot the
Because I was
same as
reading through this
ATV.
and it's 2 pages.
Yeah.
My golf cart has blinkers, it has headlights, it's got,
You got like a limo.
I got a limo.
Yeah, what the county said.
You have one of them
nothing
6-passenger
like
ones?
this.
Oh, is that yours that was
One
cruising
paragraph.
around town during, like
Nothing
Jim
like
Reese?
this.
Man?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
Hey, but I mean, it
You
has
use that for
blinkers.
golfing?
You fit everybody on there?
Bring the whole group.
Actually, we take it up to our
Up
campsite.
to the campsite,
Yeah,
that's what-
but we do use it in some golf tournaments we have, up and then upcoming, but yes, we do.
That's what I was wondering, because you see a lot of them for sale, and you see the golf stuff taken out, it's got this back seat on it.
Yep, they all do that now. Amazon has done quite well with that.
Can you drive them on the streets?
Yeah.
Up in Arnold's Park
Yes.
and all that too then?
You can, but you can't, I mean, you gotta go across the highway.
You gotta go across the highway.
You can't go on highway, but yes, but you can
Okay.
drive on like,
Across.
yeah.
So we don't have to act on.
No, this was just for reference in relation,
Okay.
while we're discussing the ATV, we should look at the other one, because they're almost similar, and they probably
And
will
we
be
were charging
addressed
for that too.
amended accordingly. So I think it's Jay and Jean are on the electric, water, sewer, streets, alleys, which is where I put ATVs, because you're operating on streets.
Oh, good.
Okay, so you two are in
So
charge
we
of
have to look at
figuring
this and
that
see
out.
what,
Yeah, just like they've been working on this, to see what needs to change and what you suggest to amend. Next meeting or the one after, I guess, at this point, we will not charge anyone new coming in for
yeah.
permits or telling him, and he knows about that part, so he's good. And the other part is the Black Hills Energy 1% franchise fee. We had that, had her in here to discuss that and have that presentation, which didn't include a PowerPoint on paper, we all know now. Since we cannot find it, it doesn't exist. So then we have that as a resolution further, where is it at? Further out. Yeah, right there, resolution, oh yeah, number 5, right next, so you'll see that, and we're just starting that process, and that was the 1% lost. So, Bluffton sales
And that's
tax
a
just
franchise
exchanges
fee.
it, yeah, and she has all kinds of details, she will explain more. And this is just to start the process, that would be next.
So we just gotta get a hold of her.
Yep, she's
on
already
that.
aware
We
of
don't, there's nothing.
this, we just need to
But
officially.
we have to have a motion to set the date.
Right, which is number 5 right there.
Very fine, yeah.
And then the same with the electric rates, that's coming up down here, that's number 6, we have that. And so, and everyone saw the building permits.
The only thing I would like, if you could change, like, it's nice to get that, like, put the names by it, because I have no idea who lives at this street.
Well, I
or
think
this.
we should know them, because otherwise you're out there and then somebody says, so-and-so's got one.
Right, and we don't know
We have no
who-
idea who's got,
Yeah,
who
because I
approved
saw
it.
like Donnie Bracco, he through his garage, and I said, does he have a permit?
Yes.
He does, good, okay.
Well,
I just didn't know, I just like, wow.
Right, just
No,
maybe
that
add like their name so we know.
Okay, I think too.
I don't know
Should be
who
on.
lives at some of these addresses.
Drive around.
Yeah.
Right.
The one I'll talk about, the sign permit, he's got it in his front yard down there on the highway now.
Oh,
And I know it's nitpicky, but I drove by Prairie Woldens the other day, and they got one up too on that retaining wall back there by
I
there.
think
So-
that was approved
No.
back
Yeah, I think it can be up to a certain size.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought
and it was
I thought
already
it had to be
approved.
affixed to the building.
Technically,
It's
yes.
gotta be affixed to the building.
who is this now?
Prairie
I
Woldens.
thought they,
I just dug into that, we'll talk that over.
Yeah, we gotta
Some
talk
of the
that over
training and
because,
the
yeah,
planning
because
and
she had the original one, she had it stuck to the, up above on the retaining wall where you
Okay,
go into
right.
the place. But now she's got one that's, what, about
Three to
this
five.
big, yeah.
oh,
And I've seen that ordinance before, and it's gotta be affixed to the building, a sign does, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it also had to be, then we found today that it has to be only 15 feet or something like that, total feet. So
Yeah,
there's-
yeah, you
I don't
can't,
know what the measurements are.
yeah, you can't
Same
just stick a piece of
permit.
plywood up there, it's gotta be like a 3x6 or something like that, yeah. But I'm just saying, because
But that
we
was-
denied Steve, so, you know, he's gonna probably come back on us and say, you know, why does she have one, you know, so.
True, true.
But, yeah, well, so that is still to be figured out a little bit on details there.
But does anybody have any questions on any of those permits? I'll try to answer them if you do.
Yeah, Steve powered through a bunch, some even on an emergency basis, which we don't do anymore.
That won't happen again.
Well, it didn't work anyhow, so.
Lost
More
$10,
Yep,
One reason why we shouldn't be doing
a donation.
yes.
There you go.
I guess you already answered mine, I asked if they got one. You guys, because weren't you having some problems with Mark and Kim's, like
No,
measurements, but they,
we approved it, they
Yeah,
went
okay,
out, the
resolved.
They got it,
city
yeah,
ones
They
went
got
out and
it, yep,
measured
they got where we
everything,
needed it.
and it came, the measurements were right, so.
okay, perfect.
Nope, and everything fell into
So he's
the
up to just
approval.
enough.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so that goes through all our committees. Anybody else have anything else to add to those that I didn't specify out here as topics to remember? Otherwise, we can approve. So if you're ready, Greg.
I got a question about the dog one. Is there any way that we can enforce any of this, or is it just, are we just?
Thor is,
I know Thor is, but are we gonna enforce it?
yes,
We're-
he is actually said there is a a warrant we can do.
Okay,
And he said it's very easy, but he was gonna give us, more information, and he was gonna email me that, and then
Okay.
Steve and I were gonna
because
bring
it
it
seems
back.
like every time we go into this,
Yep.
it's,
That's one of our major
Yep.
things that
Yeah.
we're working on is enforcement.
Yep,
are you thinking about taking the word pit bull out of that too, or are you
Um,
pit bull in there?
we-
Because right now, we have how many houses with pit bulls in this
I
town?
know, do we
Well,
need to be breed
we-
specific?
I don't think we should be breeds.
that's what we're trying to
Vicious, we just have
decide.
to put vicious in there.
Somehow they gotta do a different type of
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
reading for it.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, we need to,
Yep.
you just hear so much from people, complaining about
Well,
that ordinance,
So
and
the
we're
thing
getting
is-
tired.
Yep, and
every
it's,
dog can be vicious.
yep, and it's a working process, but Steve and I hopefully will have that wrapped up and ready to present our resolution at the next meeting.
Sounds good.
So we're going to have hopefully people by now.
Yeah, and if we get a copy of it, we can look at it.
Yep.
Do the resolution and stuff, so.
Yep.
Do we have any questions? Sounds good.
All right, any other questions or comments
I have a
regarding?
question
Yes, sure.
about the web design that we have, currently we have with John. I talked with him, and he said all we need to do is type a letter to him saying we want to terminate with him. And from what I understand, his plans are all under his account. So he would have to transfer some files from his to ours. and we can request that.
Is there a contract that exists?
I'm not sure if there is or not.
We voted for him to do it, I remember that.
Back in 20.
Back when he was mayor, or I think he wasn't
It was
council.
before that,
It's
wasn't
been
it?
long.
Yeah, because we had a vote,
I don't think
we
we
had a
did.
vote for him to do it
It
because
was
he
on, I
was,
think, ongoing.
because
But
there had been a conflict
yeah.
of interest with him.
Oh, then that was during
Yeah,
that
when he was
time.
a council.
So
When he
before
was a
that, you
councilman.
had it too,
Yeah.
so if there's a contract.
Yep, all we need is a
I, yeah.
formal request to terminate
That you need to make?
that we need to make as a
Yeah.
council.
That's what I mean, so you.
We have to move, we have to move.
We have
I
to,
move that we terminate John CompuWiz or whatever contract with the $50 a month site fee.
Okay, so Jay made the motion. And do I have a second or any other discussion requesting it?
I'll second.
Okay, Lexi. Jay and Lexi have moved to officially terminate that agreement.
'Cause he wanted
on the
it, right?
website.
Yeah, I think it needs to come from the city, since we are the,
and the reason for terminating that, or,
It's not getting, nothing's getting done.
well,
well, we can't have the passwords and everything, because his password is tied to everyone that else's account that he has.
Other people.
So if it's.
yeah, I get that,
So
but why do we want to terminate that service?
Because he hasn't done
There is-
anything. in
There's nothing, I don't even know how to get on, and I don't think it has the correct mayor on there.
That has been updated.
On the,
Just recently.
we're talking about the Paullina website.
Right? Right? I don't even know how to get on
It
there.
hasn't updated.
But wasn't he also doing some of your computer stuff too, or no?
Well, that's
Not
separate.
lately. I mean, I know he hasn't been around, but
That's what we think about, fixed
Yeah, we
the
got
server.
And so we have somebody
We got that
new
fixed.
Oh,
in mind to
everything's set.
replace.
Probably use a source that works with cities and governments and does those tied through TCA.
Does
recommended.
TCA have a
Yes.
person that comes in?
Yes.
I thought so.
So that's,
Why don't we just use them since it's a community thing?
I was gonna seek out the
Yeah.
paperwork for it, but I haven't yet.
But like he said, John doesn't want to give up the password because it's all tied into that. So we're
Right.
gonna have to have him just,
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure if he
guess.
transfers the files
Tran-
over somehow, or,
yeah,
Okay,
he knows that stuff.
all right.
He's a community.
So right now we have Jay and Lexi, motion by Jay and a second by Lexi to proceed that way. What, any other discussion? Otherwise we can call for a vote. All in favor of doing so, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, thanks for that, Lee. Any other things we have left off the list? Our committees and our actionable.
Do we need to do the employee?
That's done, 10.
Oh, I didn't see that,
Oh,
I'm
you need to
sorry.
look at their hours or discuss, do you have any questions on that? He had to go, but if you wanted to look at your, yeah, it's on here. I did mention it. Yeah, so we've covered everything on that. We've got all of our business ahead with the resolutions and our motions accordingly.
I'll make a comment if I can, because I gotta go too.
Okay?
Can I?
Yeah.
You can, sure.
I was informed, I have a box behind our place in the alley. I'm not sure what it is. I really wanted to talk to Kelly, but he's not here. But it's sitting on the ground, and years ago, we had our underground service to our house put up, well, it was underground. Ron Chapman was here when it was done. I paid for the wire. I don't know what this box is. It could be a junction box. I really don't know. Does anybody here know what it is?
Is it like a green square box? That's
don't
where
think it's
the
cable.
wire hooks and the power hooks in.
Okay, then it's a junction box.
It's a junction box.
So I was informed that that's my responsibility. Is that right?
Correct.
I don't know.
How big is it? Is it
I don't know.
large or is it
Yeah,
just?
it's probably 4 by 4.
Oh, then that's,
Big metal piece. It really isn't even on my
Yeah.
property. It's off the alley.
yeah,
It's
then
not
that's
even
a
on my
transformer.
property.
Let's,
That'd be a
But I
transformer
supposed-
where the underground power comes out of to your house.
That's what I thought it was. But anyway, I'm responsible for that?
To like
In
trim
what
it
way?
and,
I would think
Well,
it's the city's.
that's what I'm asking you.
Just-
How am I responsible for that? If something goes
Who
wrong,
told-
who am I
who
gonna
told you?
call?
No, I
you're
don't think
responsible
like
for it.
managing it.
No,
Wendy
not
has
managing
just-
the box. When I asked Kelly about it, he says that it's just like a fire hydrant. When there's snow around it, you have to do 6 feet around the fire hydrant so that the fire department can get a hold of it. It's the same thing with boxes, you need to get all the trees.
I need to do that?
You need to
That's
keep
what-
it
that's
clean, in
how-
other words.
That's not even on my property, it's growing out into the alley right now.
When you called me, you said it was behind your house in your property.
Well,
But
I'm
if
telling
it's
you
not-
right now, it's by the alley, I mean, nobody even sees it. Does the city
So there-
maintain the alley?
Is there trees growing up
Yeah,
around it?
yeah,
Yeah.
you can barely see it.
Oh, and they're not,
It's like
Then I-
flat, isn't it?
No.
No, it's a box.
So much about.
You've seen them green boxes around.
Yeah, I've seen them too.
But what the question is, I am supposed to clean up around that, and the guys are going over to Primgar to trim trees, but what about this hole up here uptown? We went through the Jamboree, there's a hole on Main Street, and we have nobody on the city crew that can do a simple street repair, is that true? How many employees do we have in the city?
But that is not that is actually part of the business that you have to.
Business. Businesses
Well,
are
the
working on
business
it.
is responsible.
Yes.
So why isn't it fixed?
That's a great question that we have also posed.
What business would that be?
It will be 4 business systems, it's
All
one
4 of them
Oh,
for
on that
sewer
side.
They're all tied into the sewer there.
Sewer
Well,
that
maybe
they
we should have a fundraiser so we can get our Main Street fixed, that's embarrassing. And then down on Maple Street, there's a whole bunch of trees laying on the parking down there, and so when the Jamboree, people drive into town, they see all these trees laying around. I don't know if they picked them up. They were there for the Jamboree.
yeah, well, what they did is they trimmed their trees and then put them out on the right of way. But when somebody trims trees on their own property by a private individual, by a private business, the city doesn't come and pick those up. That's their responsibility to remove.
Well, it used to be, you could call the city and they'd pick them up like once a month, twice a week.
They do that, but
Yeah,
it's
your own
more just
personal
branches
trimming.
and if there's a wind or
It's
something, they don't, if you trim your trees, you're responsible to remove it.
So what does the city actually do?
They'll still pick up if you've got some branches and stuff, and
Well, they go
you,
to
once a
Primgar
month.
and clean their stuff up. I've seen them
Well,
all.
that's, I think they were doing something else though with
Yeah,
their
but we're not talking
lines.
about that. We're talking about, you have some trees around the transformer that you're concerned about, that it's your responsibility to have removed? Is that what you're
No, it's
talking
not on
about?
my property, no, it's out in the
He
alley.
doesn't think
And
so.
so
The
that's-
trees growing in the alley.
That's what you're-
That transformer's really not even on my
How's
property.
it in the
The
alley?
only thing that's mine is a wire that comes from that transformer to my house underground. That's mine, I guess.
So,
But that box is not even on my property, but it's sitting by the alley, it's just
yeah,
there.
I get
Nobody's
that.
looking
You
at it.
explained that already. So what's the problem here? What's really the problem? That you have trees around it that have to be trimmed down, or what?
Well, I
what's
guess
the
I can
problem?
do that, but I guess I gotta do everything myself. Gotta haul, it used to be you'd haul them out to the park and you pick them up. I always take it to the tree dump myself. I've lived in Paullina over 40 years, and I've seen a lot of deterioration in the pride of work in the city. And anybody in here that's been around can see it. I see a temporary employee working very hard. But I don't see anybody else, so maybe we need to, I know the city's hiring services.
Well, we're looking for,
You're hiring services to clean the trees, or whatever.
We-
We have a main street that's just got a big hole in it, nobody really knows when it's gonna get fixed, nobody approaches the businesses.
so,
You don't work with the businesses, it seems like
Yes, we
the
have
city
So
is
you're-
an enemy of the citizens, is what it seems like.
so your concern here is not you having to clean up around your transformer. Your concern is about what the city workers are doing.
Yeah,
Is
pretty
really
much.
what your concern is.
The lack of pride, the lack of work, I see these big wages, that they get raises every year. They must be doing a great job, I guess I'm just not seeing it. I'd like to be part of that. I'd like to be part of these,
Well, we're looking to hire a city manager.
yeah, well, you
there's-
need
yeah.
some people that
There's-
are gonna run the city out there, not behind the desk. You can't run the city behind the desk.
So,
So get somebody that's gonna work in the street and get this cleaned up and get Paullina back where it used to be.
we do, and we're working on it.
All right,
Yes.
that's what I wanna
Yes,
know.
and I just
Yes.
think the city guys are
We
gonna have
have-
to put something in there.
We have a good group of guys now.
Well, the guy I wanted to talk to was Kelly,
Yeah.
because he's your senior guy. Is he the one
Yep,
Is he
He's the
organizing the workload? Is he
Yes.
prioritizing the work?
Yes.
yes.
Does he
He's
know how-
he's the supervisor for the outside guys.
And all the electrical.
And yep,
Into that.
And like I said, we do have a good group of guys, and we're working on that, and we're trying to get it streamlined. We just have a lot of things going on right now that we're trying to sort through, and it's tough, but we're gonna get through it, and we're gonna make what we have work, and we're hoping to make it work well.
Well, I understand that, you know, there was a problem here for a long time, and now it seems that 2 people are gone. But, so I'm kind of hoping and I'm looking forward to some improving conditions.
We are
we're
too.
trying.
I hope you get some good
That's-
employees.
We are
Amen,
too.
man. We
That's
are
We're
what-
trying.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because right now, as far as I'm concerned, it's a poor investment in employees of this town. Poor investment, because I hear all this work, but like this street pole, I didn't even know that was a business. Because there was one over in front of the dentist's office that got fixed right away.
Yep, and then that was the responsibility of the dentist's office, solely the dentist, and they hired a contractor to do that, and they took it. So now this sewer that's up there in front of the bank, that's 4 businesses, they're working on that. They have to come to an agreement and get that repaired. That's not the city's responsibility to repair that. We can maintain it, and yeah, that hole maybe should have been filled a little sooner so people weren't driving through it. But that's something that we need to talk to about the businesses to get that done,
it's gotta
and
be
we
done.
will.
See, I have a problem with that thing is that nobody's maintaining it, and there's that, like probably Dean's talking about, there's that big hole on that one side.
It's getting bigger.
And it's getting bigger, and the person that's in charge of that was supposed to, said, well, I'll keep maintaining it, put sand in it until it packs down enough. And nothing's ever been done after the sand was put in there.
So it's something that we need to talk to those
We need to
business
talk to the
people.
person.
Steve and I
It's
will
in
do it
charge of
since
it.
it's a nuisance.
Yeah,
So we'll just add it to our list.
we will do that.
Because at least
Yeah.
I could have kept it full,
And I don't know how
you know,
the
because
cities
when I
or the
drive,
other 4
I'd go
businesses
clear
are
around
coming to
it
get
while
it
it's
taken
So
care
I'm
of.
in charge of
because I
that
don't
take
know
care of
way
it.
through it.
That what?
Because I'm in
Rich
charge of
sat here and
streets
said
now.
he would take care of it, and
I
he
know,
has
but
not.
it's.
So I guess I will have to talk to Rich tomorrow.
Yeah, if he's gotten somebody to do it or who's gonna do it.
Yep.
So how is the city's budget?
Well, we're just starting a new year, so I
Yeah.
guess we'll find out.
It's gonna be tight this year,
We got a lot of big things coming up.
because we got cut back on certain taxes, stuff and that, you know.
So,
But we're trying, you know, we're.
I know, and I
You
know
know,
it's
if you read-
difficult, but I know you're coming out of some damage that was done by some people, and that's too bad. I just hope it stops, because Paullina's a good community,
right.
and I'd like to see the city kind of,
Well, I
Keep
think
it that way.
I think it's slowly improving, and you know, we've only got 4 guys. And then every once in a while, they have to help Primgar, because they have no electrician or electrical man, so they do have to run up there once in a while, and we get it reimbursed. But,
And we train them back for water guys.
yeah, so,
Yeah,
and
'cause
then
if
the water
you-
guy comes and helps us until our guys get licensed.
Yeah, we're all
So
learning
it's
right
kind of
now.
a,
I've seen improvement. I mean, I've seen the street sweeper for the first time in 4 or
Ah,
5 years.
I know, it's been working.
Oh, yeah, there's improvements, it's just,
Yeah, it just
It's
takes a little
slow.
bit.
Yeah.
It's a little slow right
It's a
now.
work in progress.
Yes, it is.
but if there's something that I can do to help, I will, like in my neighborhood or whatever.
Okay, appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
We'll
Thank
come
you.
down and look at that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and see once.
Well, it's probably before winter, they take the snow plow down through there, and, they'll take it off of that.
Okay.
The wing will get it eventually.
they can come down
Yeah.
and clean it up, it'll take 2 minutes.
I think there was another one that he mentioned the other day, that it's different maybe from the phone or whatever, and he had the same situation. And he was visiting someone else picking up branches in that alley, and he pointed that out. So I think he knows what they are and what they have to be done. But that's probably the same situation.
It's too bad we didn't get some sand though in that, their labs.
Yeah.
Before the parade.
I will
Didn't
talk,
even think of that.
I will talk to Rich tomorrow.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
talk. We can talk
Because
to
it's
people.
gotta get,
Oh,
they're
he's
not
at
gonna do
class
it for a
tomorrow.
while,
One
then
last
they
day
need to
tomorrow.
fill
One more day. Okay.
One more day and then.
I thought Brian
Thursday.
Feldman was taking care of that. He was
Yes.
back in that.
Yeah,
Okay. Why don't you talk
but
to him and
now,
ask him
but
to-
Rich, if he would take care of it, because
Oh,
he knows
okay.
how to concrete and all that, so that's the way we all understood that he was gonna concrete it and then.
But he's gonna do that on his time.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
On his
That's
own
a city
time,
employee.
yes,
Rich is.
that's what we thought, but
That's what
I
it
don't know.
sounded like.
That's what it sounded like,
I
but
guess you
we're-
have to get the
That
four
would be his
businesses
portion.
together first.
If he does it, that'd be
Yeah.
his
if he
portion.
doesn't, then they need to hire somebody.
Yeah, if he's
Yes.
not, yeah, they need to move on it.
Okay, Lexi and I'll talk to those people.
Yep.
Thank you.
Didn't know how big that nuisance committee got, did you?
I got quite a list here.
Me,
It looks like it.
me too here. Got about
Okay.
3 pages.
Let's
Gee,
move
we
on
don't
to
want
the
that
next.
No.
Okay, we're moving on to new business, item 5. Motion to set the date for the public hearing on adopting the resolution proposing the acceptance of Black Hills Energy 1% franchise fee to be 5:30 Monday, July 18th.
Okay.
Oh, we're just setting the date.
Just setting the date.
And how much
this-
is, what's 1% increase?
Remember, this is the same,
That's
we
that thing
currently
she said it
charge
would
the
do.
lost sales, local option
That's
sales
it,
tax.
yeah.
And that's, so then when you do the 1%, you don't do this, so there's no actual change, it's just the
It
funds
doesn't
come
get
here.
sent to the state, it gets
Yeah.
sent here.
Right,
It's
so it's
about
actually a plus for us.
$4,000 a month.
And then
Yeah.
we just need to determine how frequently we would like them to pay us that as well, which that will be part of the next official
Yeah.
part, but this is just to have the discussion about it for next.
I'll make a motion to set the date for the public hearing
I
for
will
Black
second.
Hills Energy 1% franchise fee at 5:30 PM, Monday, July 18th, 2022.
I'll second.
Thank you, Jane, for reading that. Is there any discussion? Jean has made the motion, Lexi supported it, and item number 5, motion to set the date for the public hearing regarding the Black Hills Energy 1%, which we've discussed previously and had Lynn Porter here to discuss as well. Further information will be provided if you need it, along with the discussion on Monday, July 18th. If there's no other discussion, I would call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? All ayes, motion carried. And number 6 is the motion to set the date for the public hearing on adopting the resolution proposing a 5% overall electric rate increase as outlined in the April 2022 MRS study, rate study that they provided with us. And again, that is and the note is in your packets. What color do we have that? Purple?
I have the book here. if anybody
Oh,
wants to
white,
look at
sorry,
it.
white.
I don't have that paper.
Remember that number?
Here, I'll give you one.
Thank you. It's on the, it's from the book on that.
I guess I don't have that
page,
paper either, but I do have the book.
I have. in the
So I
book
just
too.
summarizes it, showing that the overall is 5, but if you look detailed, it's a little bit here, a little bit there, and it be effective. And as Jay pointed out previously, or we've all discussed, it ends up being about $5, $6 to the average customer, retail and commercial.
Yeah, it's different though because you have a higher rate from June to August, but
Well, that's still the
it
same.
actually is less of an increase in June to August than it is from
Right,
September to May.
Thanks,
If
Whitney.
anybody wants that, I got, okay.
yeah.
If anybody wants to look, I got my book here. with-
Yeah, and it's all fully
With the color-
explained.
the
This was,
fancy
she
color code.
presented the 2 options. This was option A, and option B was this with the, what was that, Jim? The growing the fund. in
I will make
2024.
the motion to set the public hearing for the 5% overhaul electric increase for Monday, July 18th at 5:30 PM.
I will second that.
Thank you, Lexi, second by Carol. Anyone else have discussion on that? It's been moved by Lexi, seconded by Carol. To set the date for the public hearing and adopting the resolution to propose the 5% overall electric rate increase as outlined in the April rate study to be at our next meeting, Monday, July 18th at 5:30. Any other questions, or I will call for a vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? All ayes, motion carried, thank you. So number 7 is that you should have a page, blue, I believe, blue for the award. The seals was the only one that was opened for July, on July 1. For the 2, it says 2 year, it's the same exact price, which it says on there. The bid is the same. I don't know if anyone has any complaints, but they've done
That's
a
just
pretty good job.
incredible.
They came by on July 4th and picked up garbage. I'd say that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But,
So that's all the details there.
Were we getting, another one, or were we?
No, so they received just one by that date.
Nobody else bid, or was even
So no one
interested, were they?
submitted them, yep.
I didn't think so.
And
I
it's-
wondered why we're paying recycling, because we never used to. It used to be free, but I think it's because our landfill doesn't take it anymore. They're hauling it to Lamar's.
Lamar's, yeah.
But I don't know, and I found my old one, believe it or not, but I don't know that it was showing anything then.
No.
Because 5 years ago, it probably was all there yet.
Do we still pay a
Sheldon.
monthly fee for that recycling can, or
The
is that paid
customer
off?
pays $2 a month.
It's
To have the-
included in their garbage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in there.
It's, yeah, you
So we
can't
keep
pick and
paying
choose.
that fee,
Yeah,
no
so
matter,
they're
it'll never
covering
be
it.
paid off, that
Whether
was.
you recycle or not,
Well,
the
it's just
customer
part
will
of, yeah.
pay.
Is it in that
For the
$13
service,
or whatever?
should they
Is
choose
that
to
the
use it,
13?
In with
Choose
their-
to use it.
Garbage fee.
Yeah,
I think
in
it's
with
like
their
13,
trash.
isn't it?
Yeah, 13.50.
No, so, but I think in that old one, it doesn't say.
Do we ever go over our tonnage? Do we have a set limit on how much tonnage we can take to the landfill or anything like that? Because I know like Marcus, they went back on their people and said, if you don't do so much recycling to get the tonnage down, we would raise the rates.
Really?
I've
Yeah.
Who did they go
never
to,
seen
Turkey?
that.
We
I think
have,
so.
we have been over our tonnage at times, but simply because I think it was, we had this discussion where Brian Feldman had some dumpsters up there.
Dumpsters with waste
Remember
material,
that?
with, what do you call it?
Yep, and then they went over the tonnage and we had to talk to him about that
Reimbursement.
and get that resolved.
Yeah,
So,
I know it doesn't take very long to pick up recycles in this town. I wonder how
So,
many people actually
you know how
recycle.
we have the business, or like we have like certain ones, do the residents pay for those, or does it come out of the city? Because the city has like 5 that people can go and recycle, and
Yep, that's all us.
that's all.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
like if, business has a dumpster,
Right.
they get $30 for 6 yards. If they go 7 yards, it's $5 per yard.
I think it's amazing they didn't raise their price.
I thought that too
In
when I
5
saw
years,
I was dumbfounded by that. I was like,
I was
wow.
too, and I thought it couldn't be true.
Let's take the bid and run.
Yeah, I agree.
So-
I will make,
Make a motion.
I will make the motion to accept the Town and Country bid.
I'll second.
And that's for 2 years is all
2
now.
years, yeah.
For 2 years.
That's
Okay.
incredible.
Yes.
So Lexi has made the motion and Gina seconded to accept the Town and Country bid for the next 2 years to handle garbage and recycling. Any other discussion or questions? Then I will call for a vote. All in favor of awarding that to Town and Country, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? That is all carried by ayes. Thank you. All right, so number 8 is, there is that sheet as well, which is a resolution. It's on white, it looks like this resolution. She there, she might talk about it.
It's just
Oh.
retroactive. These are things that we've already kind of agreed to do, but we couldn't find them in the minutes, so we're just doing some cleanup. So we just needed you guys to just, it's something we did every year, just approve it, so it's in the
Okay.
minutes.
So there's documentation to match everything.
So we always, we do this every year?
Yeah.
This is that resolution to transfer funds?
Yes.
Mhm.
This is all just one, this would be just one resolution.
Yeah. No more transfers. Any questions regarding those?
I'll make a motion to adopt this resolution.
I'll second.
And Steve. And that was Lexi? Yes. Okay, thank you. Steve motion, Lexi second for the resolution to transfer the funds according to the four outlined on the resolution here.
You
Any
need-
other
you need-
discussion?
You
Roll
need
call.
these, you need these read off, or just,
I can read them. You want to read them?
I can read them.
Thank you.
Resolution number 22, to transfer funds. Be it resolved by the council of the city of Paullina, Iowa, to transfer $15,179 from the electric fund to the sewer fund. Be it resolved by the city council of the city of Paullina to transfer $13,315.42 from the loss fund to the general fund and debt service fund. Be it resolved by the city council of the city of Paullina, Iowa, to transfer $100,000 from the electric fund to the Bell-Diamond project. Be it resolved by the council of the city of Paullina, Iowa, to transfer $1,000 from the water and electric fund to the general fund for equipment and vehicle replacement.
All right, thank you. Do you have any other questions or comments regarding that? Otherwise, I would call for a roll call vote.
What's the Ball Diamond project?
That's the lights we used to.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it meant like Swanson, if they were gonna do a project at
No.
Swanson or something.
This is
nothing new, this is
This
just
is the name of the fund. She's
Yep.
checking the account sheet for that.
right, Steve Aaron,
Aye.
Carol Hunkell,
Aye.
Jay Jones,
Aye.
Lexi Murphy. Aye. Jean Enro,
Aye.
ayes have it.
Ayes, roll call, thank you. Resolution passed and approved. We'll stay for 5th of July. Okay. And next, number 9 item on the agenda. This is because our current ordinances and such state that the custodian of records is the clerk, the city clerk, which we do not have, so we need to appoint an alternate essentially now until that position is filled, and then you can reappoint someone to that. It cannot, it needs to be an elected official or an employee.
So like one of us?
It could be one of you, it could be me, it could be an employee. we can make
What
Trent.
actually is the, what is
Okay,
it?
that's when there are requests regarding papers, files, and making copies and such.
Oh, okay.
Usually open records requests.
Open
from-
records request.
That's-
Yeah, that's what I saw that word before.
That is where that comes from, so currently that's not been,
And once we have a definite city clerk, we won't have to,
then
then
it
it
would
will go
just,
back to
then
the
you would
original.
just revert it back to the power, yeah, or whoever you're putting in charge of.
Well, it should be somebody that has access to all this stuff that can do, right, here in the office, or?
I would say if Brenda's willing to do it, I don't know. You're here, even though you're gone, but.
Otherwise I could do it too, it doesn't matter. But,
I see no difference, someone needs to do it, and it should not
Do you wanna do
just
it, Brenda?
automatically fall on, yes, I can.
Okay, I make a resolution to appoint Brenda as the alternate custodian of records until further notice.
I will second.
By Jay, second by Carol. All right, any other questions or discussions regarding that? All right, then we will do a roll call vote for that as well. When you're ready.
Yep, Steve Aaron,
Aye.
Carol Hunkell,
Aye.
Jay Jones,
Aye.
Lexi Murphy,
aye.
Jean Enro,
Aye.
ayes have it.
Thank you. Good. And number 10, the resolution authorizing wage payment for city employees that would be effective as of July 1, is our new fiscal year.
Did we get this paper? Because I sure did.
Kate, you don't have this one?
You did, remember when you picked them up?
Oh, yeah.
You were.
I got it.
I did.
You have one now?
I don't have one, no.
That was fun.
Good push.
So this is based on the employee committee working together to sort that out.
Do we want to do sections like the employees and then, or do it all at once, or what does everybody think?
Well, this resolution is for all of them at one time.
I know, but if they want to discuss
Yeah, we can
We
have
gotta
that.
do
Questions
that,
for
if they
them
wanna
right
pull them
now.
apart or not.
Discuss.
Okay, my only question is, I remember when, back in December, we said that Kelly and Kaden was not gonna get one because they got a big amount in December. So are we changing our minds and giving them one, or what was your guys' reasoning? Cause I thought in December we said that they were not gonna get one because we gave them big ones in December.
Yeah, I do remember that.
We did
They,
talk about
they
that.
they got 9% July 21st. They raised them to $24.58 and $23. In December, we raised them to 34 and 28. So
Right.
I don't know what percentage that is, but that's
I
quite a
didn't wanna
jump.
figure it out either.
Yeah, that's a big.
I just remember talking about, so then that's why, when,
That's $5 an hour and what,
I
6
guess
months?
Guess I took that only as Sandy.
Well, I think we did with the guys too,
Okay.
because both of them went up quite a bit.
I realize we've given them raises, but my thought is we have good guys, we need to pay to keep them.
And I think that's kind of what we thought. Steve and I talked about it, we talked about whether we should or shouldn't, and we feel they've been trying to work hard and trying to get a lot of things cleaned up, and so I guess we kind of thought then we want to show our appreciation to that. And 3% isn't jumping them a whole lot, because you can look at the dollars.
right.
And they don't get another raise now until next year.
Next
A
year.
year
It's a
from
year.
now.
It's a year. So I think that's kind of.
Which, like you said, 3% isn't that much.
No.
I was just curious, cause we
No,
talked
no,
about it,
I think
and
that's why you have to
Yeah,
ask.
you're right. we did
At least
talk about it.
3%'s not, what they got here, because this
No.
was.
We wanted to get them up last
Yeah,
year
we got
because
them up
we knew
to,
they were
we got them up
behind.
to the rate that they wanted, and then
Yep,
now let's give them and actually, if you talk about a 3% raise with 8% inflation,
right,
well, even just with,
yeah,
yeah,
it's not,
right. So I
it's
feel
kind of
the
a
benefits
cost of,
they
it's
get.
kind of a cost of living thing,
Right. And it's not really, it's just, I think it's kind of an incentive to
Right.
help them keep going.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not mad, obviously, I was just curious, cause we
No,
talked
yeah.
about in December that we were,
Yeah,
and
we
then.
did.
Yep.
Yeah, and Carol and I had that discussion,
Right.
and that weighed on us heavy, and had to decide what to present to the rest of the council.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not an easy decision.
No. Well, like Josh Berry there, we see him, he's 1850, but as of the 3rd, which was what, Sunday, he will also get his 50 cents too. And then he'll go up again. From the 3% plus another 50 cents.
Oh, yeah.
See, his,
So he'll be making $19.56 an hour,
He'll be making the same as Rich.
Rich, okay.
Yeah, he'll get he gets that
Yeah.
50 cents.
Oh, okay, okay. I
Yeah,
see.
so he'll go up as of the
Oh, I see,
3rd.
the base, yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just the timing was different, because
Just-
they
Yes.
were hired in
They were
different
hired in
dates.
different-
Yeah, he was hired
Yeah.
a few days later or something.
He was hired a couple weeks after him.
So his wages will go up to like that 1957.
Yeah, they'll be the same as, I agree with that one, sorry.
Right, because, because July 3rd, I know was Josh's.
Okay.
So then he gets 50 cents and 3%.
But I've seen a lot of improvement out on the streets and stuff, so.
I have two.
Yeah,
I have to,
yeah,
feel
I was
they
just
have been
curious.
working.
You can have some, people, say stuff and that, but they're still getting stuff done.
Yes, they are.
And the parks look good,
Yeah,
the ball field looks good.
yep, they've done a lot of different things that needed to be done.
We just gotta start trimming them trees.
Oh, gosh, we're picking up the branches.
So,
But I think we changed that, remember? If
Yeah.
you cut
it
them
was nice to
down,
see like the library
they had to
get
get rid of
5%.
them.
I don't know how that ever got,
That's
I think
what
they
we-
just
that's what
read
we thought
that
too,
branch
Carol, I
pickup
thought.
and they figure it's.
They do a lot.
so
Well,
they haven't had,
nothing, we've been doing just the
Assume they
3%
assume,
straight
don't they?
across.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
And I said, they do a lot of programs, and they
Right.
work with the kids, and we felt the library people needed
Oh, the
a
library.
little bit more.
Yeah.
Yes.
We went to 5%.
That's small wages for a library,
Well,
you
I
think about it.
I think they need to get something a little extra.
Yep.
I think everything else looks good.
so, I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you want to change anything, or
Yeah,
want them to
otherwise
change?
we could, yep.
I think it all looks good.
It looks good.
Okay, given that with the correction to Josh's as of the new date here, that his will go to the 19 and then 1957, so his and Rich's will match in the revised resolution. So if I can get.
I will entertain a motion
Yeah.
for a resolution authorizing wage payment for city employees effective July 1, 2022.
I'll second. All right, so we have Jean and Lexi.
Thank you, guys. They agree with us, it's
Okay,
good.
any other questions regarding that? And that's with revision to Josh's, to be updated as well. And any other questions? Otherwise, I will call for a roll call vote on that as well when she gets ready.
Steve Herron,
Aye.
Carol Markout,
Aye.
Jay Jones,
Aye.
Lexi Murphy, Gina Merrill.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you. Okay, and the last-ish one here before the break-ish was to say the resolution authorizing payroll for temporary coverage during the clerk vacancy, which is Janice is over there. She's been helping. We've had Carol for Primgar. We will, until we can find the suitable candidate and get someone here on a regular basis, we need to have some coverage, and so this would allow you to cover that. So you're only add for that, or you have a paper for that? Oh, no, I did not get one, did I?
I don't think I see
No.
anything.
No. I guess you shouldn't have. Is that what I was supposed to say yes to? So anyway, it was to, yeah, if you want to allow that coverage for payroll during her for clerk vacancy, that you need specifics, you have to go grab that sheet if you want me to.
I don't know what it is.
What's the problem?
Which pile is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
not here.
Today's smiling.
It's not here, no, she's gonna go back and find it. But she's not for sure where she put it.
And so we are looking to have a similar coverage through July of about 9 different days, about 3 days a week. And then she has some mileage, yes, I'm sorry, I thought this was provided. Who wants it first?
Are they paid per day?
I'll just pass it around.
You'll pass it around, what?
Are they just paid per day?
Right
Plus
now,
mileage?
she just did June because we had not approved it before.
Okay.
So we are asking for her June payment, and then if you would like that to continue for July, then that would be an approval for that as well. She does travel a little distance to
Yep.
come visit us today. She could come
And you
say
got the
hi.
increase in mileage too, right?
It will have.
July 1st?
Yes.
July 1st,
So
so-
that, did I change it? I changed it on my notes at the bottom there, yeah. And it goes up slightly, yeah. But that first bill is just to July 1st, I think, July 1st. So if we could do that, that would be great. She's helping a lot and digging into a lot of details. Asking us a lot of questions. Asking all kinds of people questions.
Well, and I guess even after we get someone hired.
Yeah,
she
no, I
may
don't
have
think
to stick
it's
around.
Fine. Nope,
And she's
it's
helping
fine.
figure out some of the
think
processes.
so. You can have it.
So we're very grateful for that assistance. What did you have on yours out?
Oh, this is how many hours she had before.
That's why.
I heard that.
I'm gonna do them print blank. We'll find our second pages.
Just for you guys' reference, that's comparable to what I'm getting paid.
Is it?
To go to Renton, yes.
Okay, and does he do mileage for you too?
It's all kind of lumped in together, but yes,
Okay.
it's comparable, yes.
Okay, that's good.
I get stuff at home.
Comparable to what's in the
Oh, because you get paid mileage too.
It's kind of all rolled in.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Well, I'll move for adoption of resolution authoring payroll for temporary coverage during the clerk vacancy.
I'll second. I don't care whoever.
You can fight that out with whoever. Okay.
Did we have a resolution page on that or no?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No,
I didn't
that's
think
what
I
I
seen one.
not.
Sounds good.
I don't know if it really needs to be a resolution, that's what I was waiting.
I would think just a motion.
Be on-
I think just
Yeah.
a motion,
I would think
because
just a motion.
it's just like a.
Because it's a temporary deal.
Right,
Yeah.
it's not a permanent.
Right.
All right, so we had Steve and then the Wonder Twins over there.
The Wonder
Twins, whoever you give credit to. Who did you give to?
I gave it to Unreal because
All right,
Lexi
Jane.
said.
She give it up, all right, so Steve is motion and Gina seconded to authorize the payroll for this temporary coverage. Does anyone have any other questions or discussion? Then I will call for a regular voice call vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? All right, all ayes, motion carried. Thank you, Denise. Okay, we are to the open business section, opportunity to address the council, which Mr. Rice already did ahead, and I assume he's not. Nick, are you addressing the council for anything in here in this section?
Can I make a motion to go to like a 5-minute recess?
Yes, final break.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. We have Lexi and Steve say all in favor of said bio break motion, 5 minutes?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 5 minutes. Set a timer.
7:05, break.
Stopwatch.
Okay.
Lots of tree down and stuff.
There.
I had something and then 52 miles. Traffic control. Patrol cars.
That's why I didn't want to say ambulance if it wasn't. and then
I didn't sound like an ambulance.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
No, you have to drive with a bucket truck.
Oh, so something went down with the wind.
Maybe.
That's what I'm missing, because he's not coming back, so.
They had one up the street, they had one up the street the other day.
Really?
Oh yeah, it came up the street.
Well, there was one over by
Saturday.
Felix too, that went
Oh,
down
Yeah,
the crack.
No, fire trucks.
Oh, really? Huh.
I came up Saturday about noon, so it was, and there's 4 fire trucks down the street here. A couple from Granville.
Same good.
Oh, I got a strip.
Stayed all that. That's why you have
Took
to.
too long.
So after I state something, I'm going to.
Thanks, sir.
So she
But
says.
out there's a lot of times like.
Where's that at? So I don't do that. That's why there's no motion. I'm gonna state this without this, all this detail, and you're gonna.
Okay.
say that, and that is- this is the reason stuff.
Okay. Was that where we were trying to do that? Is that,
Nope.
here, that other, I didn't.
No, that was, right.
That's a separate deal.
That was just, yeah,
Okay.
the other fun.
You know, I was gonna tell you this when it started getting crappy, remember?
Yes.
Did you think
I
the
told-
same thing?
I said something to her, I was like, okay, I did that exact same thing,
I
it got
said-
dark at 6
Today, I
o'clock.
said, is this a omen?
I know.
Because they said it was a
Very same
weather-
thing. It was exactly stormed up that night too.
Yep. Must be room now, huh? There's room now.
All the black cameras connected.
Hang on.
Sorry.
I'll get it for you.
See that? My fever. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, you
I
still
could go
got
for like coffee or something here. Hot chocolate. You got some goodies over there in the chair?
No,
You don't have mints?
I do, but you don't.
Oh, those old people ones.
Old people and.
I don't, thank you. Alright. Still some minutes.
Oh, careful.
Whoa, slick.
You want an old people
I
mint?
heard a squeaking.
You don't want an old, you want an old people mint?
Yes, I will this time.
I heard apartments out here.
Lexi called them old people mints.
Kind of hard.
I know. Are we on fire?
Why does it say Rita? Is that whose name these mints are?
What's that?
Is it Rita on the mint?
I don't know what that is. It kind of looks like it.
You steal Rita's mints. They're
They're terrible.
terrible. That tastes like a hospital.
I said they're old people mint.
Steve, you want an old people mint?
Just looking.
There was a
Nobody
Taylor
likes
and Cody, they were
except
picking
me.
up, like
No.
they are going around picking up.
I was gonna say, there's a map
Grand.
further
It
out.
does.
Nobody likes my old people mint. Good one to Carol's. Your grandma?
That's old people candy. You gotta get in the 21st century.
But
You
I
gotta
like
get.
these.
If you buy this stuff.
All those?
You want an old people mint?
Oh my goodness.
Whitney?
I'm okay.
Caramel, but now you say that.
I want caramel.
No, you want an old people
Down the
mint.
power
You can't have one now.
Old people.
I didn't say you were.
I know I walked.
Yeah, that's no good. We don't need that.
You called me an old people because I have old people mint.
I never said you were old. I said the mints are old people mints.
Okay. Yeah, you
You're
want an
funny.
old people mint?
Thanks, no.
Trent, you want an old people mint?
Don't.
Do
It
it,
tastes like
Trent.
chalk.
Or a hospital.
Or chalky hospital.
All right, 3 seconds to start. 1 second. All right.
Okay.
Favor. Back, break is over. We're back. I don't, we need to go back. Do we need to vote?
I'll make the motion to go back to the business.
Say
What we're
back
doing.
to
I'll,
J,
the one that
back to session, all right. Back to session at 7:11 PM. Thank you. Okay, so no one's here to address the council regarding number 12, the post-termination public hearing for Sandy Fritz pursuant to Iowa Code 372.15 regarding the removal of an employee. So the only thing I have to share is that they will not be in attendance. For the purposes of the public hearing, we are fine if the council wishes to proceed with the hearing without her and my presence. That is from W.E. Jean Collins, her attorney. So that is all there is for that, and there's no one here to speak. So we just need a motion to, yeah.
Motion what?
Confirm the removal,
To,
actually confirm the removal.
What do we need to, we need to make a motion to go in the open hearing? No?
Let's hear it.
We're here?
This
Oh.
public hearing is open, so we're not closing.
Oh, okay.
So we just need a motion to,
Remove, okay, I'll make a motion to confirm the removal of the appointee Sandy Fritz as Paulina's city clerk.
I will second.
This is the Iowa Code 37.
well, that wasn't that part, to confirm the removal. Get that.
I'll
Is that
second.
from Carol,
We already
second.
We got 3 seconds here.
Okay.
Sorry, I was having a
Lexi
senior
for that
moment.
Lexi,
should have
Carol
that.
motion, Lexi second.
I'll read my.
I think you should have a senior.
Jay, my Jay, but Jay is the second.
Jay?
I was having my
Second.
senior candy.
Okay, so any other further discussion regarding this topic?
What happened now?
Guys, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? All right, motion carried.
Yeah, so what happens now?
That was it.
Okay.
That was the end. That was the end as far as
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
There we go again. I see, but this time it was Jean.
I'll second it.
And then old person renewal, okay. Second Steve G to adjourn. Any other discussions? Otherwise, all in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed. Meeting adjourned, 7:14 PM.